If you're a realtor and you've ran YouTube ads before, maybe you got a ton of views but zero listings or deals, this video is for you. I've spent over 6 figures on YouTube ads alone, and I'm going to show you the 3 common mistakes that I see agents making all the time with their ads. So by the end, you're going to know exactly what they are and how you can fix them. And I'm going to show you the exact funnel that I use so you can go ahead and just copy it and start getting listings consistently with your YouTube ads. So let's dive in. So the first mistake a lot of realtors make with their YouTube ads is having a weak lead magnet. Now, first of all, what is a lead magnet and why do you need it? Then I'm going to break down what a weak lead magnet is, right? So first of all, a lead magnet is a way to get people's information, right? It's like what you offer. Like for Facebook ads, for example, a lot of times people offer the free home valuation, the custom list of homes. Those are the most universal ones that people offer, right? And basically the whole purpose of a lead magnet is giving these people something in exchange for their information that is actually valuable to them, relevant to their situation. Right. So for example, if we want to bring in downsizers, and you can take this frame and apply it to whatever industry, whatever you do, but in any niche or any sub niche in real estate. So for example, if you target specifically downsizers, you wouldn't want to just offer a broad selling guide. You wouldn't want to just offer something really broad. What you would want to do is offer something specifically unique and valuable to someone looking to downsize. So what you could do, for example, is offer like the 10-step guide to downsizing your home in St. Paul, Minnesota. Something like that. But the whole goal of the lead magnet is the more specific you can make it, the better, and actually having something of value that's relevant to these people. What a lot of people do, like the free list of homes, it just doesn't work just because every single other agent does it. And when I say doesn't work, it of course works if you have a large enough volume that makes it unreasonable. For example, Facebook ads where you get 100 leads coming in, then of course there's going to be maybe one or two in there, potentially, sometimes not even that. But when you offer something a lot more specific, you're going to get less leads coming in, but they're going to be way more of your ICP, your ideal customer profile, because you have an offer tailored specifically to them. So rather than trying to reach the masses, you're focusing down on a specific type of person, and that's going to relate with them a lot more. Think about if you have pain in your gut. So you see a couple different ads, you're watching TV, and you can't stop thinking about this pain in your gut. You see 2 commercials. The first one is say, hey, we have a new pill that will stop any pain that you have in your body. It's the newest painkiller, right? And then after that, you're like, oh, this is intriguing. And then after that, you see one, hey, if you're dealing with pain in the side of your gut, this is going to be the only thing you'll ever need to fix that, right? And it just changes. Of course, you're going to go with the second one because it feels like it's speaking to you. So when you can use a lead magnet that's a lot more targeted, that speaks to a specific type of person, you're going to be able to basically cut through all the noise out there, all the other agents advertising, and have something valuable to them where they're going to be like, okay, this is super valuable, and they're more than willing to not only put in their information, which is what a lot of realtors struggle with in the first place when they run ads themselves, but also pre-qualifying themselves. So at putting in, hey, my timeline to sell is 3 months. Here's my address. Here's the condition of my home. And then my name, email number. A lot of realtors don't ever get to that point because what they're offering is not valuable enough for these people to actually want to put in their information. The opportunity cost of them not taking action needs to be higher than if they were to put their information in, right? It needs to seem like a win-win for them, right? So basically the 2 different options I came up with, and these are for sellers, is number one, and I see a lot of weak lead magnets out there, but the 2 that stand out are number one, some sort of ebook, but then it just looks something like this, like super generic. It doesn't look professional at all. It just looks copy and pasted. And also just the typical free home valuation. These are probably two of the worst things you can do, especially now everybody's a realtor. I will say there's not many agents running ads on YouTube, but you still position yourself like all these other agents if you have the same exact offer as them. So come up with something more targeted, more unique, or just put a better spin on it. And I think the best way you can do that is by making it more targeted. What you can even do, for example, free home valuation, free market report for downsizers in St. Paul. Even if you add those two little topics at the end, that's going to make it a lot more valuable while it's the same exact thing. Same with the guide. You can take my example I did earlier, but just make it more targeted and also just make it look better. Hire someone to go make a better looking book and make it look more professional. Because remember, you're giving these people something in exchange for their information. It's basically a trade. And if what you're offering on your end doesn't suffice with them putting in their information, then you're not going to get it, right? So just think about that, how you can make it more specific, and just ask yourself as well, like, would I opt into this? I see a lot of agents, they have stuff that are, oh, I don't know how anyone's not clicking on this. It's like, would you click on that? Sometimes, yeah, but then also sometimes you're wrong, right? You need to think about what the market wants and get data from the market, right? If you're spending $1,000, don't have a single opt-in, it's probably, honestly, a lot of it's your landing page, but part of it is for sure your lead magnet as well, right? So just ask yourself that, and that's the first mistake, is having a weak lead magnet. Now, mistake number 2 is not split testing. Now, first of all, what the heck is split testing? I'm sure a lot of you guys know, but for those of you who aren't savvy marketers, basically what it is you're isolating one variable at a time. It's like back in high school science, when you change one variable, you isolate that variable to see what the effect of that specific variable is, right? So for example, for a YouTube video, right, this is what I do, is you split test different thumbnails, where basically when these are basically the cover images on the videos, for those of you who don't know thumbnails, but you basically split test. Okay, I'm going to test this one. 50% of people are going to see this one, and the other 50% are going to see this one. After I have enough data, so after a couple days, I'm going to look at these and see which one's getting more clicks, right? And then I'm going to see, okay, this one's getting a higher click-through rate, more people clicking on it. This one's the winner right here, and then this one's the loser. It had a lower click-through rate, less people click on it. And it's the same thing with ads. You isolate one variable and see how is this going to affect the results we're getting. So what I always recommend is split testing different hooks in your ad. The hook is the first 10 to 15 seconds of your ad, and that's pretty much 80% of the ad. If you guys are familiar with Alex Hormozi, Gary Vee, any of the big content guys, any of the big content business guys always talk about and harp on the importance of the hook. You should be putting 80% of your time and effort into writing a hook that grabs people's attention, but also calls them out. Because with a YouTube ad, they have to watch it for 5 seconds, but then they can just go ahead and skip it, right? Now with YouTube, another cool thing is that if they do skip it right away, you're not charged for that. So it also is enticing for us as advertisers to go out and make sure that the only people who watch the ad are our ideal audience, right? Because otherwise we don't want to get charged for it. And the way we can find which messaging works the best is by testing different hooks and seeing what works in your market specifically. All markets are different. That's something so many realtors say, oh, my market's so unique. Trust me, it's not. This works in any market, but you need to be testing to find what works in your market specifically. It's all about optimizing it. And after you split test the hook, what you can do then is go split test your landing page, right? To get more conversion. Okay, this landing page is doing better than this one. Okay, now let's go split test the audience. Okay, this audience is doing better, and you just keep going, keep isolating variables. You can even split test the lead magnet as well. You can do one ebook of like a downsizing guide and one free home valuation for downsizers in St. Paul, make it just more targeted. But you can split test literally anything, but the key thing is you only want to change one variable at a time, one var at a time, right? So keep it simple, but always be split testing, because otherwise if you have an ad that doesn't perform, you don't have anything to compare it to, and you basically just wasted all your money, because now you know this one doesn't work, but you don't know what else works because you didn't test anything else, right? So you need to be split testing. And if you don't have time, don't waste your money on YouTube ads. Go hire someone to do it, or just don't do them at all. But what I find a lot of people, the agents who work with me, are the ones who would rather just work with someone who already knows how to do it and does it for them. And that's a big part of what I do. If you want me to do that, go book a call. Now, mistake number 3 that a lot of agents make with their YouTube ads is not having a high converting landing page, right? So here's a couple different examples I want to break down. First, I just got this one off the internet. So if this is yours, you're getting a free audit. But even though a lot of people might think this looks really, really good, and although it's not terrible, first of all, there's just a lot going on, right? There's a lot going on. And this is the big part right here. This column up here is terrible. Take this off your landing page. You don't need your logo. No one cares about your logo. They just care what they're getting. No one needs to know how it works. It's pretty simple, right? You make it simple in your ad. Your ads should be doing the heavy lifting for you, and your landing page should just reiterate that. So no one cares how it works. Who we help, your ad should be the one saying that. And also your targeting should already be targeting your ideal audience. Testimonials, you don't need that, because you can put some in your ad, but also you should have already built enough trust with your ad, with the message, built enough curiosity that they don't even need to see anything, right? And then you don't need this, because the form is going to be right there. Also, take this out right here. This is all terrible. It's just more stuff for people to click around on, right? I know I'm being very, very nitpicky on all of this, but I'm just going off how I make landing pages and what I've seen work. Take all this out. And also the big thing, you see this form right here, it's below the fold, right? So they can't even see where to submit the form unless they scroll down. And it's not going to make a huge difference, but you're for sure going to lose out on some conversions just because the fact that the form is lower. Whereas this one right here, you can see the entire form is above the fold, where you don't need to scroll to submit the form. And that is just gonna greatly increase your conversion rate. So I would take out this entire white part here, take this stuff out as well. And then I like this. I would maybe remove one line right here, and I would put these under the form, right? So I would put the form higher and put these under the form. And then that would be a pretty solid landing page, but there's just a lot going on. There are too many places to click around. Whereas this one right here, it's, hey, attention Minneapolis homeowners, again, calling out who it's for, basically reiterating what was in the ad, and then you show what they're getting. And then also the form is above the fold, and that's going to be a much higher converting landing page. You can also test different stuff again, but just keep it simple, keep it direct, keep it congruent with the message in the app. So those are the 3 mistakes right there. Again, just to recap: the weak lead magnet, no split testing, and then a low converting landing page. And now what I'm going to do is show you a winning YouTube ad funnel so you can go ahead and just copy it. So I'm not just showing you the mistakes, but I'm going to show you how to actually make one that gets agents listings every single month. And you can do the same. First of all is we're geo-targeting the motivated home sellers. So first, this is called a custom segment, and basically what it is keywords that people are searching for. But the whole premise of it is we're only focusing on homeowners in the market to sell. From there, we're also geo-targeting it, so you can do cities, you can do zip codes, you can also exclude certain locations, but we're just getting super specific with where we're actually targeting and who we're targeting. Now from there, they're going to see the YouTube ad, and I'm not going to break this down. If you want my exact ads, feel free to book a call with me. You can work with me for that. Otherwise, I do have ChatGPT prompts as well on basically writing the script for the ad. So if you want to comment ChatGPT or prompt, I can send that over. But basically, the goal of the ad, again, the main thing I want you to think about is the hook and the lead magnet. And then, of course, we're going to split test as well. So I'm just going to write this down so you guys can remember. So hook. So make sure 80% of your effort on the hook, the lead magnet, making an offer that's so irresistible for them, and then also A/B testing, split testing, right? So those are the 3 things you need to do with your ads. If you do all 3 of those, that's how you're going to be able to separate yourself, getting that top 99.999%, right? So now, after that, what we need to do is pre-filter people. So rather than just getting their name, email, number, like a lot of people do, why not get their address, their timeline, the type of home they own, how soon they're looking to sell, all that sort of stuff, any upgrades they've done to the home, right? Do all of that and get all of that so we know. So we're focusing on the really serious people rather than trying to bring in as many people as possible. That's the first part of it. Now from there, we have a pre-sell page. Now basically, you're going to get an instant text alert right away, right? You should have all the automations set up on your CRM. I use Go High Level personally. But from there, I want you to have a pre-sell video on the back end. This is basically a VSL or video sales letter, if you're not familiar, where you're basically warming these people up and setting the expectation on what's going to happen next once they go through the ad, right? So, hey, my name's Noah. I'm going to be giving you a call soon to ask you a couple questions about your home, XYZ. But the whole goal of it is eliminating a lot of the common objections, which is, why are you calling me? I didn't click on this. Who are you? We're basically just pre-handling all of those and continuing to build trust with these people, where by the time they speak with you, they're going to be basically pre-sold on you. And that's where the calendar comes in. They can go ahead and just book directly on your calendar without you ever having to reach out, which is basically like a referral. They've already seen you multiple times. We know they're serious. They see you again and they just book on your calendar, where now they're the ones that are booking into you, coming into you, rather than you being the one chasing them down. Now, the last part of it is the conversion process. So I would highly recommend having some sort of automated SMS or AI follow-up to just build leverage with your business. You don't want to be doing manually texting all these people. You can automate all of it except the phone calls. And by the time they get on the phone with you, again, they're already going to be sold on you as a realtor. And then from there, you just go do what you do best, which is get the listing appointment. And I do have a couple of different tactics as well for increasing your conversion rate on listing appointment that I use with all my clients using a similar system like this. I'm not going to go through that in this video, but I would be more than happy to make a video on that. That's something of interest. But that's the whole process right there. So avoiding those 3 mistakes, and then that's the entire funnel that works that I use for all the agents I partner with to help them get listings consistently. And if you do want to potentially implement this, see how it could work in your market to get you more listings, feel free to check the link below and book a call with me and we can chat. Anyways, have a good rest of your day.